Pharmacist Ben,
Hey, what's up, buddy?
how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I know you burn the midnight oil for us.
You are too. People, you should really respect Mr. AJ here. Let's give him some love.
But
AJ's all over the place. All not, dude. It's like 10. It's 10 o'clock there. I've
wait.
talked to you. And it's like 11. Props to you, man. You're doing a heck of a job.
You know what, Pharmacist Ben. I know you like to keep this short, but you know what? Something I just have to say in public.
Yeah.
You made me reread those Bible verses about Moses.
Praise God. Was I right?
And of course you're right. You know where I was stuck is because he absolutely was told to talk to the rock and
to be nice to the rock, to ask the rock.
Ask the rock. He struck the rock twice.
Yeah.
Didn't just
he struck him twice. But the point was he didn't ask. And that's, to me, that's what drugs do. Drugs don't ask. They're not nice and kind. They're like, boom. Drugs have this thing, I'm smarter than you. Drugs are like, I'm the doctor, I'm the patient, I'm the person, I'm the human. I know more than you do, you dumb body. You're stupid, you cell. I'm in charge here. Boom, boom. That's that implication. Of course, the body's ultimately in charge, and that's where you get side effects and adverse reactions and toxicity from, because the body's kind and listens. The body says, all right, fine, do your thing. Meantime, you end up with bowel problems or liver problems or nutritional deficiencies or some kind of toxicity or adverse reaction. And it all comes from hitting the rock, not being kind, not being nice. Nutrition is kind. It's nice. AJ, you and I and Becca and all the folks at Longevity, we're kind. We're not like, damn it, you're going to do this because I said you're going to do this. Boom, tamoxifen. Boom, digoxin. Boom, statin drug. Boom, metformin. Boom, Wegovy. Boom, Ozempic. We're like chromium, vanadium, B vitamins. We love you. That's how I look at nutrition. That's why I'm a nutritional pharmacist. I use nutrition where other healthcare practitioners use toxic drugs. So let's do some quick questions because I really want to get this succinct.
In that vein of being kind, we want to help a woman who had a question about lymphedema, bruising eats easy, and wondering if endometriosis pain has anything to do with, or can it cause pain during menstrual cycles?
Endometriosis is one of those god-awful conditions a woman could ever endure, as anybody who's dealing with endometriosis can tell you. It's when the uterine lining spreads to various parts of the body, and you end up stuck together. It's a gluey process where your tissues stick together, you form adhesions, and the organs don't work as effectively, and you have every time you have a menstrual cycle, you get this tremendous amount of pain. It's all due to estrogen. It's all due to toxicity in estrogen. Endometriosis is an estrogen issue. And by the way, estrogen is involved in lymphatic function, and estrogen also plays a role in bruising. Estrogen is important for the integrity of the blood vessels. So this is a woman with an estrogen issue. Now, I want to ask her a few more questions about her age and other medications that she's taking, but all of these scream estrogen problems. Number one, the biggest issue with estrogen is poor detoxification. There's a couple issues. I won't say the biggest. One of the biggest issues is poor detoxification of estrogen. Estrogen is detoxifying the liver, and it's cleaned out in the intestine. Through the intestine, it requires functioning bile and gallbladder system. So for anybody who's dealing with any estrogen issue, one of the first things you want to do is you want to make sure that you're processing estrogen correctly. First thing in the liver. Dr. Aria Oz's liver cleanse is a must-have for people who have estrogen issues. And by the way, we should tell you, estrogen issues include things like fibromyalgia, which is a classic estrogen issue. Infertility is an estrogen issue. Any kind of menstrual problem, dysmenorrhea, problems with your menstrual cycle, those are estrogen issues. Fibroids and cysts can be estrogen issues. PCOS can be an polycystic ovarian syndrome, can be an estrogen issue. So there's a lot of ways estrogen toxicity shows up. Cancers are the most problematic estrogen issues, breast cancer especially, but also cervical cancer and uterine cancer and all the female reproductive cancers. These are all estrogen-dependent cancers, or can be estrogen-dependent cancers. So clearing out estrogen, improving estrogen toxicity is very important. Dr. Oz's liver cleanse can be very helpful. The healthy blood sugar pack should always be regarded as a liver nutritional pack as well as it is for blood sugar, because one of the problems with blood sugar issues is metabolic syndrome, which affects the liver and causes fatty liver. Working on intestinal health is important. The I-26 can be very important. Using the ultimate microbiome, using the ultimate enzymes, using the nightly essence, using the daily digest and the digestion pack. Focus on digestive health, intestinal health specifically. Improving bowel functioning is very important because estrogen is cleared out in the bowels. If there is a gallbladder bile issue, the ultimate enzymes can be very helpful for the gallbladder. So again, this is all in the interest of estrogen kinds of problems. And the ultimate EFAs are there's a lot of benefits for the ultimate EFAs, but one of the benefits is they support the female hormone system, estrogen hormone system.
So not the plus, the EFA.
No, ultimate EFA plus. I always say ultimate EFAs, but yes, the ultimate EFA plus. They're both good, but you're right, the ultimate EFA plus. So intestinal health, liver health, and that includes blood sugar, and then your ultimate EFAs, and then improving gallbladder and bile functioning as well. This is in the interest of endometriosis and lymphatic or lymphedema, lymphatic issues, because estrogen plays a role in keeping the lymph system healthy. And then also, what was the third thing you said? Lymphedema. Oh, bruising. Estrogen is very important for the integrity of the blood vessel walls. When you start to have problems with estrogen, either not enough estrogen or accumulation of estrogen. By the way, when estrogen accumulates, it accumulates in the form of toxic estrogen. So there's estrogen and then there's superestrogen. And superestrogen, which is technically called catechol estrogen, builds up when you're not clearing estrogen out appropriately. Now, I'm just going to throw this out because this is something we need to consider, but I'm not going to talk about it too much. But we get estrogen from our water supply. We get estrogen from foods because cattle are given estrogen. We also get estrogen from plastics and cosmetics, which are form something called foreign estrogens, also known as xenoestrogens. So they're estrogen-like, they're not exactly estrogen, but they're similar to estrogen in as part of our 21st century lifestyle via plastics and something called phthalates and sunscreens and preservatives and cosmetics and various cosmetic ingredients, not to mention hormones in our water supply. Every time somebody takes a birth control pill and they urinate, that hormone is in the urine, it goes into the water supply. So we're swimming in an ocean of estrogen, and estrogen is a super, super powerful hormone. So it's not just deficiencies in estrogen. In fact, more than likely, it's excess toxic estrogen, foreign estrogen, or these catechol estrogens, these super estrogens. So improving bowel functioning, even aside from the fact that you want to improve intestinal health and liver health and gallbladder health, just improving elimination can also help support healthy estrogen levels.
Wow, that's interesting to know.
Now, there's a lot more, and my tendency, is just to ramble on about these kinds of things. But in the interest of being succinct, think liver, think intestine, think blood sugar. That's also important, and then also improving gallbladder and bile functioning, and also improving bowel movements.
I am a little curious to know about.
You're making me talk too long here, AJ, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, okay,
yes.
that's fine.
I'll
leave the lymphedema alone.
Okay.
And we'll just move on to the other question, which had to do with psoriasis. Is that an autoimmune disease?
Absolutely. An autoimmune disease is a disease where the immune system thinks that a part of the body is the enemy. And it thinks it's a part of the enemy, not because it's stupid or making a mistake, but because the organ or the cells of that organ have become distorted because of toxicity in the body from the intestine. So autoimmune issues should always be backtracked to intestinal issues, specifically leaky gut, which, by the way, itself can be caused by problems with estrogen, as well as bacteria in the microbiome in the intestine. Remember, the bacteria in the intestine should be in the large intestine, not in the small intestine. In the small intestine, they can proliferate, become inflame the intestinal lining, lead to toxicity that gets into the bloodstream. It's not only bacterial secretions and excess bacteria that can cause this inflammation, leading to leaky gut, as they call it, but also estrogen can do it, and also fried fats. It's very important. Fried fats, and we have a national obsession with fried fats, right? It's almost like it's, they're considered delicacies. Fried chicken is considered a delicacy. There's not a lot of foods, with the exception of like donuts maybe, and chips, that are worse for you than fried chicken. As much as, people like fried chicken, but really all deep fried foods. And deep fried foods, one of the biggest problems is they're very inflammatory for the intestine. So between fried fats and problems with SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and then estrogen, you get inflammation in the intestine. You get food particles, immune particles, histamine, and various components of bacteria called LPSs. They get secreted into the bloodstream. Once they're secreted in the bloodstream, it's a very short jump to distortion of the tissues. And again, in the interest of time, we've done a lot of videos on these. So in the interest of time, just think toxicity in the bloodstream through a leaky gut, toxicity in the organs, the immune system then, or the glands, the various tissues, the connective tissues, especially. The immune system then attacks those organs and glands and tissues as if they were the enemy. That's what an autoimmune disease. The main point is it's all starting at the level of the intestine. That's the main point. Autoimmune disease is intestinal disease. You go to the mainstream doctors, medical model representatives, they'll tell you, we don't know. I'm telling you how it happens. This is how it happens. Now, I'm not making it up. It's logical, but you can go online, you can do research, and you got to read between the lines. You got to do a little bit more research, because the easy research, the low-hanging fruit research, that's going to give you the mainstream stuff. Oh, we don't know, and there's heredity and genetics, blah, 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 blah. But if you dig deeper, you'll see there is a major connection between these secretions from the intestine and through a leaky gut and autoimmunity. And it just makes sense anyway. And most people with autoimmune diseases will know when they fast, their symptoms get better. And when they start to eliminate foods, their symptoms get better. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease where the specific target of the immune system is the skin cell. The skin cell is called a keratinocyte. Cyte means cell. So when the keratinocyte becomes distorted, the signals for growth and for the suppression of growth get all whacked out. Usually skin cells are growing and then they stop growing. With psoriasis, they grow and 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 they grow. They don't stop growing. It's almost like cancer. And psoriasis is marked by psoriatic plaques. And these psoriatic plaques are the manifestation of cells that are growing and growing and growing without stopping.
Histamine?
Histamine is absolutely involved. All of these are involved. But it's not histamine. It's the distortion of the keratinocyte, the cell. But yes, histamine is involved because you've got a leaky gut. Anytime you have a leaky gut, histamine is going to be involved. So histamine is absolutely involved. So what you have to do with psoriasis, just like with the lady with the lymphedema and the endometriosis and the bruising, backtrack to the intestine. Psoriasis needs to be regarded as an autoimmune condition, which needs to be regarded as an intestinal condition, which needs to be regarded as a food condition. So you got food and digestion. You can do Dr. Arias's liver cleanse, because the liver is not only a detox organ, it's also an organ that's involved in the digestive process by the production of bile. So Dr. Arias's liver cleanse can help. Your ultimate enzymes can help. Your ultimate microbiome can help. The daily digest can help. This is for psoriasis. You notice I'm not saying anything for the skin. If you have psoriasis, most people are going to go where? To a dermatologist.
Yeah.
No, you want to go to a GI specialist. You don't even want to go to a GI specialist. Just do it yourself. But it's the locus, the source, the cause of the skin problem is the intestine. And this is counterintuitive, because we see a problem on the skin, we think, oh, I got a skin issue, right? That's just what the normal thing is to do. So you got to dive deep a little bit. All the digestive support. I love the elimination diet and a food diary, where you write down all the foods you eat and how your skin reacts, or how your pain or your inflammation or your other autoimmune symptoms, whatever it is. And then you eliminate those foods. And then you use your nutritional support. And I forgot to mention this for the other gal, but also for this gal with the psoriasis, I-26. I-26 kills those excess bacteria. I-26 is a natural antibiotic that's specific for the bacteria that overgrow in the small intestine. Remember, those bacteria are the ones that are causing the inflammation leading to the leaky gut. So for SIBO, and you can take this to the bank. Nobody's saying this yet, or they're starting to say it, but they're not saying yet officially. I've always said all disease begins at the level of the intestine, but it's really the level of the microbiome, the bacteria. So all chronic disease, whether it's cancer or heart disease or neurological issues or autoimmune issues or skin issues, need to be backtracked to SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and a leaky gut. SIBO and a leaky gut. Now, the gut can become leaky for a few other reasons, but SIBO is the source of everything. Everything is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. That means I-26 is important for everything. And then, of course, elimination diet and eliminating problem foods and food diary and the daily digest and your ultimate enzymes and your ultimate microbiome and the healthy digestion pack, all of it for psoriasis. Guess what? If you have other symptoms, those are going to resolve too. And that's the beauty of nutritional support, is when you use nutritional support, not only do you get rid of your problem, the psoriasis, but other health challenges start to subside as well. And psoriasis, by the way, is well known for its comorbidities. Comorbidity is a fancy way of saying other diseases. And psoriatic patients are at higher risks for heart disease. They're at higher risk for cancer. They're at higher risks for decreased longevity. They're at higher risk for other autoimmune diseases. So the beauty of these nutritional strategies is you target the psoriasis, everything else gets better. If you go to a doctor, they're going to give you an immune suppressant. They used to give you prednisone. Now they'll give you a biologic. The biologics are super targeted. The steroids, the prednisone, they just shut down the immune system. The biologics, they target specific parts of the immune system, specific chemicals in the immune system, almost like a bullet. They shoot them down. It really is a kind of chemical warfare. And they're very specific, but they're also not going to help you with the problem if you have SIBO or you have leaky gut or you have some kind of intestinal or liver or bile issue. They're not going to help you with that. They're just going to shoot down the immune system. Now, in fairness, maybe sometimes you want the immune system shot down, so you just get rid of your psoriasis. But when you use these strategies that we're talking about, all your other health challenges are going to improve, and you're going to add years to your life and reduce the risks of further comorbidities.
Okay, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
You when you talk about addressing leaky gut,
yes,
you talked about getting rid of the problem that caused the leaky gut. Is there anything
specific for leaky gut?
Like collagen or
collagen peptides
to help repair the gut?
Yes, absolutely. Fucoidin, the Fucoid Z can be helpful. And then also the glucogel caps and the collagen peptides. And what you want to think of is all your arthritis medicine, all your healthy bone and joint pack medicine. So the healthy bone and joint pack will strengthen the intestine. And the Fucoidin will strengthen the coating. It's helpful for the coating. The intestinal is made up of connective tissue and then a coating. And that coating can be strengthened with Fucoidin, with the Fucoid Z. And then the connective tissue itself, the solid part of the intestine, the heart, I won't say the solid part, but the connective part, the collagen part, that can be helped by building by collagen peptides and by the healthy bone and joint pack.
Okay, let me just say one thing. If someone is searching for Dr. Ariaz's liver cleanse, they're going to have to look for the True to Life cleanse.
Okay, that's good.
It's the True to Life cleanse.
Yes.
Yeah, because it doesn't say Dr. Ariaz.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't say Dr. Ariaz. It's True to Life.
Well, Pharmacist Ben, we're at 19 minutes and 30
That's not bad.
seconds.
That's not bad. I did have to cut stuff out I would have ordinarily talked about, but
well, like you said, that you have a whole breadth of material that they can refer to.
All right.
But I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what the number was for the winning hot dog eater this weekend?
It couldn't have been more than 50 hot dogs, could it?
58 hot dogs.
Oh my God! How long?
I don't remember, but it was pretty fast. Whatever it was.
I've seen them eat it. They like this. They push it in.
and then with the water and the.
Oh my God. Is it with a bun or just the hot dog?
Gotta eat the bun too.
No,
man.
a
It
bun
doesn't
too?
count.
Oh my
It
God.
doesn't count if you don't eat the bun.
Oh my God. It doesn't count if you don't eat the bun?
No.
Oh my gosh. Did you actually go?
Of course not.
No.
No.
All right. Well, you live out there, don't you? It's Coney Island, right?
Yeah, it's Coney Island, and it's a tradition, but it's not for me.
Right. How many can you eat?
I don't eat. I don't eat.
All right.
I
Thank you, Mr. AJ. Thank you, Longevity Nation. We're looking for business builders. Talk to AJ. Talk to Rebecca. Let's build a business. Thank you, Becca.